Yes, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your weekly Gunslingers from the Armoury TV, courtesy of FPB Sports. This is your man Cannas, and with me today, got the man there, Big Steph. I see you nodding your head there, Gumsa. It's great to have you guys on board.
Yeah.
Much today, we're going to be discussing sell, loan, or keep. Certain number of players that have been out on loan. But guys, just straight up, first off, it's good to have you on here, man. Steph, ain't seen you for a minute, bro. So
I know, man. I know. Like, blame Arsenal, man.
they've been doing us nasty, you know. They've been doing us nasty, I tell you. Oh my gosh. But Gumsa, so
yes, boss.
We're gonna get into this straight off. We're gonna dive head first into this, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put up a little kind of So these are the players. These are the 6 players now. I think we need to know what we're gonna do with these guys. All right, there's 6 players that have been out on loan. Okay, do we keep, sell, or do we loan them up for another year? So I'm gonna start off with yourself, Gumsa, with SALIBA.
Yes.
Or SALIBA. So look, we're saying his strengths is dribbling. You know, I guess with the news that Luiz is going, we need someone who can confidently take the ball out of defense and distribute the ball. Weaknesses, tackling ish maybe, but and maybe seeing some of his him being on loan, he has been maybe not errors as such, but maybe lacks of concentration. So that you could count that as proneness to errors. But SALIBA, what do we do with him?
I feel, for me personally, I'd like to see him in pre-season, but I wouldn't be against a loan to an English club.
But how many years on his contract does he have?
I think he must have 4 or 5.
so then he's getting into
down to probably, if he went on another loan, it was down to 2, maybe 3. I just feel this environment's not the most stable at the moment at Arsenal, and a bad year here could really, really, do you know what I mean, demoralize his progression and really slow down his progression. So I feel I would like to see him. Yeah. I'll be honest, I would like to see him. And part of me, you know me already, I feel I'm quite patient. So I would be happy for him to have a year. And again, this year could have been a perfect year for him to come in and learn while we're struggling anyway.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think fans will get on his back. But at the same time, do you know what I mean? A bad season could have a real negative effect on him. So sometimes, like we're seeing with Willock, getting out of the kind of Arsenal eye and going to just play where you're under a bit less pressure. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to be criticised because again, I noticed
arguably Willock was under pressure, but we'll get onto Willock anyway. Yeah, I mean, being in a relegation battle, but we'll get onto Willock.
And I think what happens at Arsenal a lot, isn't it? Is we call for a player, the player will start, and it's like, why have you dropped Gabriel for SALIBA if he has a bad game? Do you know what I mean? And we've done it all season. Oh, why is Holding starting? And then he'll play 3 good ones, and then it's like, oh, he shouldn't be playing at Arsenal anyway. So you can't. It's a lose-lose situation for some of these players.
Yeah.
So again, I would like to see him, especially with the news Luiz has not going to re-sign. But I think protecting the player, I think another loan in a Premiership club could be a good thing for him to learn the league. And we've seen it with many players who go out on loan to a Premiership club and come back better. Again, look at Chambers. Who would have thought he would have come back? And again, I think because of injury, he ended up staying, and he's actually been quite solid for us this year.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be against him going to a middle, maybe not a lower level Premiership team, but maybe like a Wolves or Southampton.
I think Wolves, if he could get, I mean, would Wolves have him? That's the question. Because that would be a good caliber team for him to go to. But some would argue they're in direct competition with us right now.
It's true, yeah. Battling for 10th place.
If he has a good year, that could probably kill us next year.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god.
But I think there's a few middle teams. And again, depending on what happens in the window, because I know like Leeds, who have got, is it Ben White who plays at Leeds?
Yep.
So just say someone was to come and take him, SALIBA probably could be a good replacement for him, and under a manager who's going to play football. He's going to play football under there.
He played football, and I think anyone playing under Bielsa would improve, in my opinion.
In Ben White, is he not at Brighton?
Oh, bro, who am I thinking? What's the other one?
Oh, sorry. Yes, no. Ben White was at Leeds. He was at Leeds, wasn't he, on loan? And then he came back to Brighton. Yes. So yeah. So
maybe right, someone like a Leeds or someone like that, because they've got old back there, haven't they?
Yeah. But no, I think so. I think that's a good shout. I mean, Steph. I mean, with regards to SALIBA, would, as Gumsa said, sending them on loan again, though, would that be? Wouldn't it be a case of, do you know what? We've seen enough of you now. Throw him in, sink or swim. If you sink, we sell you off. Yeah, we see what we can get for you. But if you swim, listen, we've got a player on our hands. Yeah. What would you do with SALIBA?
Personally, I'll keep him, play him. I think he's been like, we bought him and we literally just dashed him off like on the 23s, like sent him back out on loan. Like we've got to show him. Like I think if we loan him out again, I don't think he will come back.
There is that. I think he may be looking for some faith, isn't it? Some kind of
and to say that we have to loan him out against, like, don't get me wrong, I rate Holding. Holding's been good, but he's not like.
He's not the level really required.
It's not like you got Ramos and Varane at the back,
and then you got Holding
to say, "Yo,
come in just in case."
With Holding, he's not that level, so I'll keep him and let them two fight out for that right centre back role. Is he good enough? Is he good enough to stay? I think so. I think he's like what's his name? Tony keeps highlighting him, like slating him.
He's onto him, isn't
he? He's onto. He don't like him at all.
But we have to also look around like at the team, the personnel, like, and also like he played for like two different teams, but like he's been back and forth, like, and he's obviously had like personal issues as well that could affected his form. So I don't really look at like in himself as a player. He's a solid centre back. Maybe he's not good as a partnership, but partnerships you can build up.
That's the thing, though. Wouldn't he be better with alongside maybe, as you suggested, like your Armoury or something like that? You know, or I mean, would it be too dicey to throw him in with him and Gabriel? I mean, though, I see them as the future. I personally see them as the future, and I think it will just be, they've got everything going for them, physically, and I say, they've got room to kind of grow into. But I think both of those players need to be playing with someone who has that little bit of experience and nous, and we don't have anyone really on the right side who is, well, now that Luis is gone, who has that experience. Because that's what the coaching staff is for as well, though. Like, so, like you have to look at it like who's all these teams that have come up from the Prem, come up to the Prem. They've not got Premier League experience. Yeah, they understand the English game, but it's a duck to water kind of thing. You guys, like you said, you have a sink or swim. So I think like when you spend that type of money on SALIBA and that was big money. If you think about it now, and now we're post COVID, well, not quite post, but £27 million is a lot of money.
It is, especially for a player that not even touched the ball for your club.
That's that is damning. But I think for me, I think we need to test the metro attributes of this player now, because I understand that there were some kind of things that went on in his personal life pre-season last year around that time, which kind of hampered him, and I think that was one of the reasons why he wanted to go back to France. So I think there's a player in there. I personally would say keep SALIBA. Gumsa, what are you saying?
I'm going to say loan, and it's not because I don't think I could take what you're saying earlier about he's battling Rob Holding, who's not a Van Dijk or a Ramos, but I just think for his personal development, I feel a loan might be better for him than being in this environment at the moment. Now, if we had a different manager, more of a astute manager, I might say keep him.
Yeah.
Or if we had David Luiz around, I might say keep him, because I think it would have been good for him to learn off David Luiz, like him in between, him on the right, Luiz in the middle, and Gabriel on the left. Might have been really good.
I was about to ask what you think he would be like in a 3.
Yeah, and I think if we played a 3, I might then be inclined to keep him, because again, there's a bit more protection, isn't there? But I think in a 2. But I wouldn't be opposed to keep it. If he stays, we've got to play him. I think there's no two ways about it. Play him. If he's going to be fringe, he's better off going to go and play 30 games for someone else rather than playing 10 games for us. That would be my thing. If we're not going to start him every week, then you might as well send him on loan and get experience in the Premiership. If you've got plans on keeping him, he's got to play 38 games this season, barring injury or suspension.
He's got to play. So
it's either play him
give
or
him
loan
a good amount of games.
Yeah.
To get that kind of level of kind of consistency going.
Yeah.
And not just.
So
go ahead.
So yeah, I was saying, like, if we get a solid right back, I think that could help as well.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes, and that may be one of the issues that we've had, is that our right hand side has just been teams target that.
Yeah,
teams target that as a weak link for us, and it could highlight some of the issues that we have had. So, Steph, what are you saying then? Saliba, loan or keep?
Keep.
Or sell? Yeah, keep. Yeah. All right, so Saliba's a keep, man. All right, is it okay? Next,
I didn't really want to go out loud in the first place, to be fair.
Maitland-Niles
gone.
Big Ains.
Oh, Gums, I'm gonna come to you first.
I'll be honest.
I
like him, but I think it's maybe time to sell. I don't think. Again, I think this was his year to cement a place at right back or left wing back, depending how he played. But this was his year to really cement his place. I think after the FA Cup, we all looked at him and thought, right, he's here, he's ready to go. When there was talks about him going Wolves, I didn't really see any fans saying sell him. I think everyone was saying we got to keep him.
But would you take that Wolves money now?
100%.
I don't think we're going to get that. I don't think I think there was like 20 million at that time.
Good money. Yeah, and
I don't think we get that, will we?
I don't think we will now. But I think if we're not going to use him, it's time to sell. Do you know what I mean? It's no point keeping him here, fringe player. And again, he seems quite quiet, but at the same time, from what you hear, he turns up late. And there's a reason why Arteta wasn't playing him. And
however,
Arteta has questions.
There was that story about how he orchestrated a team meeting.
Really?
For West Brom. And the game after that team meeting, which he orchestrated, which he kind of said, look, he hasn't come here to lose. He hasn't come here to be relegated on CV, blah, 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 blah. He gave it, I think he got hold of Livermore and said, look, he wants to have a meeting with everyone, because I think it was during a international break. Everyone was just basically saying, admitting that they were down, and he wasn't having any of it. So he called the meeting. He called the meeting. And the game after they played, they beat Chelsea 5-2.
Wow!
And then they, I think they won next game. I can't remember who it was.
They went on a little run.
They had a little bounce, but obviously, alas, too little, too late. But
what it might have done, it might have given him the rocket he needed to say, actually, again, and
sometimes being in that kind of
environment. Yeah, can make
brings out things in players which they would never, because at Arsenal, listen, they're in a bubble. They're they're wrapped up in cotton wool. They're not ever going to go. We're not ever going to go down. The only thing we're worried about is how good we can do. And fair enough, it's a different pressure.
Yeah,
Steph, Maitland-Niles.
So I was saying, to be fair, like I don't like people are getting not gassed up. Well, a few of my guys in the next WhatsApp group that I'm in. Are getting gassed up about all these loanees and whatnot, and I'm just like, the pressure level is different, and that's what people are not taking into account. Like, it's like we're a big club. Well, We're a big club.
We are. No, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
We are a big club.
Big club. And
we're not a good team, but we're a big club.
Yeah, exactly.
Again?
I said we're not a good team, but we're a big club.
Yeah. And we're massively underachieving. And I think when you play a team where you have to perform week in, week out, it's a different mentality.
Different.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't think
you're
a lot of
expected to lose, sometimes if you come up with, say 4 or 5 good performances in 10, that's not such a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? But with Arsenal, out of those 10 games, you're expected to have 8 good performances. You can fair enough. The 1 or 2 bad performances is not a bad thing, but you're expected to have at least 8 out of those 10 performances to be top draw kind of thing. So I totally get that. And do you think he is? Because he has now for a few years between Wenger, Armoury, and now Arteta. Has he got what it takes to be at our club?
Not to cement a spot. No, he done well. He done well in right back covering.
Would he have done better than Xhaka at left back?
Yeah, I think so. Just physically, he's a bit like when I watch him, he reminds me a bit like Wan-Bissaka. He's so quick across the floor. He's deceivingly fast, isn't he?
Yeah, deceptive. Yeah,
it's very hard to beat in a one.
Very languid kind of thing, but then boom, when he needs to go, he can go.
But when we play out though, he's very he wants to come inside, and that was his downfall.
Yeah. He keeps thinking he's a central midfield player. That he wants to keep coming inside. It's understand. I get that. So I'm going to side with you guys in terms of sell for Maitland-Niles. I think we'd be lucky to get 15 mil for him, but I think we could get the 15 or 20 mil because of the fact that there is the sell-on factor. If he does have a couple of good seasons at maybe like a Norwich or something, if he goes there or something like that, and then he could go for 30 or 40, 50 million. But that's the thing for us, man. It would just be a right kick in the teeth, wouldn't it?
He reminds me of I think because he wants to play centre mid.
Yeah,
I just don't. It's not. I don't see him as one.
He's not good enough to play centre mid.
He reminds me of like Oxlade-Chamberlain, where they might have a game in there and be like, "Oh my god," and then but their style's not really because they're quite box to box and want to drive. And sometimes the style just doesn't suit it, does it? So again, with Ox, I think Ox hasn't cemented a position. Like I don't know if he's a winger, centre mid to now. And Maitland-Niles is quite similar, aren't he? He could do 4 good jobs, but he's not outstanding at one.
Nah.
For me,
master of none kind of.
Literally that came to mind.
Yeah. Here we go, Mavropanos. Let's move through these ones quite quick, actually. I don't know, Steph. Have you seen much of Mavropanos at all?
I've not. He's left-footed, didn't he?
Yes.
He left. I thought he's right. I can't remember. I might be wrong.
Yeah, you might. I can't remember.
No, he's left-footed because I actually was watching some clips of him. He's left-footed.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering.
So got too many.
He's doing bits at Stuttgart, He really is.
Get the money, man.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got too many left-footed. We've got too many left. Like I watched. Who did we play the other day? We had like 6 or 7 left-footed players on the pitch at one time.
That's unheard of, isn't it? That's unheard of.
I was like, what? Like, yo, like.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, nobody says when it's flipped around the other way. But that's another debate.
Yeah. I love the way you come back to these
But so Gumsa, Mavropanos. I mean, he's doing bits. He's a huge specimen.
I'm keeping him.
Yeah,
I'm keeping. Yeah, I'm keeping him. In his games he's played for Arsenal, he's done all right.
We've just been told actually he's right-footed. I thought he was playing the left of the 3, but obviously I thought because Stuttgart
he might be comfortable. He might be comfortable on the left. Do you know what I mean? He might be. That's
a good sign of a player when you don't know what foot it is.
He is. Yeah.
That's a good sign of a player.
If he's right-footed, keep him.
I'll be keeping him. Yeah, I think from what I've seen at Arsenal, he had a few mad moments. But he's had some solid games for us. It was just the injuries, weren't it? That kind of he was very stop-start. But he seems like he's had a very good year on loan, and that's why you send him out, isn't it? To get that experience. And I think can't do worse than what we've had for a long time. And give him a go.
He's got pace. He's athletic. He's built.
Strong.
He's commanding as well. And he can play. I mean, listen, I know you can't purchase a player via YouTube or whatever. You should never kind of take YouTube as a scouting. But some of the stuff I've seen him doing, he looks very, kind of commanding. And some, some. I would say the Bundesliga is a good stepping stone for players to play in the Premiership, and I think I think I would keep him as well. I would keep him, Mavropanos. Yeah, I'd keep him.
Yeah,
Willock. Steph, I'm going to come back to you for Joe Willock. Is dribbling, tackling, intercepting. And I guess his weakness is maybe passing. He's not he's kind of like your Aaron Ramsey kind of player right now. I believe. I mean, and the thing is, listen, you can't deny right now. We've spoken about the bubble of playing for Arsenal, playing in pressure games and stuff. However, you could say he did come in at the tail end of that pressure, playing for Newcastle, which brings with it a different kind of pressure. But the dude is doing the business, man. He's literally upped his market value, I'd say, now from maybe a £15 million player to, I'd say, 30 plus.
30
just
plus.
on account, I would say, on account of those games, what he's been doing, he's a 30 plus £1 million player now. Me personally.
When you see what Jordan Ibe and Solanke went for, then I'm not going to disagree with you, because he's done more than them two together, and they went for 20-something million apiece.
Listen, to be scoring in 5 games, those 5 got, I think 4 of them were on the bounce.
He scored 5. He scored 5 on the bounce. He scored 6 there and 5 in a row.
Newcastle, come on, man, you can't ignore that.
His goals have kind of
and they couldn't buy a goal, Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not getting no. I'm not getting.
But you're not having it, are you? Steph, come on, babe. Yeah, come on, man. Come on.
Like,
I'm trying to be the other face here.
Yeah, he done well. He done what he should do at his loan, is to up his value. He's done that. Now cash in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Steph ain't taking no prisoners, boy.
Listen.
No.
We're trying to make top 4. Willock is not that guy that's gonna get us there. Yeah. Let's be real. Like, he's got potential. Maybe if we sell him and have a buyback clause or something, maybe put that in place. But I don't want to go into 21-22 season with him as a starting centre mid.
But as Mr. Silver Fox has said here, off the bench.
Off the bench. If he's gonna be a bench man, then cool. But like, he's been off the bench. He's been at Arsenal. He's been off the bench, and like what our bench don't have is fear factor.
Yeah.
Like we don't have.
They're not pressuring the first 11, right?
Like we had play. I remember when we watched the game, and I remember the bench was like Aubameyang and Lacazette and someone else. And even though they're out of form, just that them being on the bench,
just the name
they come on, it's like like Aubameyang's coming on, or Lacazette. Like,
you expect something to happen.
Yeah. Willock doesn't give me that. Willock's
Okay.
Willock.
I think I totally get that, and you know what, and I get what you're saying. But Gumsa, I would then temper that with, do you know what, Willock is the type of player I think maybe your archetype kind of player of today, where they need to be loved. They need to start the game to get the best out of them. So I would say Willock wouldn't give us an option from the bench. I think Willock needs to start. He needs to play. He needs to get that running. We needs to be told, "You're our man."
And what would you say with Willock? He's only 21, so he's still young. I understand the saying: "If you're good enough, you're young." If you're, whatever it is, you're good enough. You're young enough, good enough. Whatever it is, but yeah. So I do understand, but at the same time, we've made mistakes with previous players, and we've not let players leave too soon. But you got to let them develop. Everyone's different. Harry Kane burst through at 24. Do you know what I mean? 23, 24. Sometimes you've got to let these guys develop. I think there's a player in Willock. if we stay in UEFA, if we're in Europe next season, I would keep him and he would play Thursdays. And then
but he was doing that before.
Maybe do something similar. But he needs game time. So Thursdays are fine for him. And then after Christmas, when it gets serious, then he goes back out on loan again. If we're not in Europe.
But what does that say to you, though, as a player? Is that, do you know what?
He's got to understand number one,
but you know what? We'll let you play in Europe if we're in Europe, or we let you play in the cup games, okay? So in his mind, as a player now, he's thinking, shit. Okay, so I'm not going to get, and barring injury, huge injury list, I'm not going to be playing a league game. However, if I'm playing a cup, I've got to make sure I take my chance. And that adds different kinds of pressure. And
a bit of
pressure, so he's not relaxed.
But if we remember last year, he did it. He forced his way into the first team for a few games. Remember, he went on a run in Europe where he was unplayable.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a player in there. I honestly do. I think
he's unplayable.
He's very different to everything we've got.
Yeah,
I think all our centre midfielders are quite stationary. Like I know Partey and El Nene can be box to box, but they're not a threat. Do you know what I mean? Where Willock
he is
more of a threat.
He is your Ramsey kind of box to box. You don't really want. He has minimal touches on the ball. The touches what he has on the ball is kind of like more of those kind of impact, and
he wants to get
they would do something. Either it'll be a shot or maybe.
He poses more of a
greedy.
threat.
Willock is greedy, and he likes to take that shot on. I've seen him in countless opportunities to pass, but he will take the shot on.
Take the shot, and he has got lots to learn. But as I said, for me, it's
his energy's here, and likewise, Mr. Fox says, remember that tackle against Newcastle at the start of a couple of seasons ago, when Emery's first game, I think we won 1-0 up at Newcastle, and I think it was kind of raining or whatever, and I think he did But hey, look. I remember that challenge from Emery's reaction to that challenge. But yeah, you're not having it, are you? So what are you saying then, Gumsa? Willock?
So for me, if we're out of Europe, I'll send him out on loan again.
Okay.
If we're in Europe, I would keep him till at least Christmas, because again, after Christmas is when Europe gets a bit more. Now we're playing a stronger 11 all the time. So so I would keep him up until Christmas, a bit like we did this year. Let him play, get their minutes in, and then look to send him out if he's not getting enough minutes. But I said I'd rather actually keep Willock this year and get rid of some of the other first teamers.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of people who will be leaving. There's a lot.
Yeah. So if he means he stays, I get what you're saying about the threat. When you see Willock coming on, it's not like when you see Man City are bringing on, I don't know. Who they got, Bernardo Silva or someone like that. I get that. But again, I think we've been quick sometimes to get rid of decent players like that Donnell Malin, that Benaker, who's now AC Milan.
Well, Malin never got a chance. He never ever got a chance.
Yeah,
René Adelaide's another one. AC Milan now. He went.
Benaker.
Yeah,
he's levels. You know what I mean? So sometimes we're too quick to judge some of these young players. Sometimes you've got to let them develop. Do you know what I mean?
And they went under Wenger's watch.
Yeah. So for me, Willock, I'm not saying he's as good as some of the names I've called.
Yeah.
But just give him at least another year or two, even if it's out on loan, and see where he is. If he's not at the level, then we sell him. And again, if he has a good 30-game loan somewhere else, and we don't think he's the level, he's still going to keep the value on him. But again, if he's not going to play much, send him out on loan, let him get some experience.
No. I get it. I'm kind of undecided with Willock, but I do think we're gonna have a lot of players leaving in that midfield area, and I think it would be good to keep him around. Like you say, to see what happens. I'd like to see him succeed. I really do think there's a player in there.
Yeah,
and it's whether or not we can get it out.
Smith Rowe's always been a baller. Don't get me wrong, but he needed that loan spell. Like he's come back a different player. Do you know what I mean? So again, get him in for pre-season to see where they're at. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the decision. But for me, I wouldn't be selling Willock. I would either keep or loan. I wouldn't be selling him yet.
I think okay. So you're saying you're a bit undecided with Willock. Definitely not sell, but a loan or a keep, basically.
Yeah, depending where we're at. If we're in Europe, I'll keep him. If we're out of Europe, then send him out on loan.
Last two now, I think, are pretty much. I'm guessing we're going to be quite decided and in agreement with this. Torreira, I would say I'm gonna go first. I'm going to say sell. For me, that's an easy sell.
Keep Willock or Torreira. Wow.
Wow. Okay. So, Steph, I'm gonna come to you, then, big man.
No.
The reason I say to the reason I say to sell Torreira is, number one, he's not happy, and he wants to go. And for me, any player that wants to go. I don't. Do you know what I'm saying? But and the reason why he wants to go is to do with his family, etc. Blah blah blah, and that he's not going to be staying. It's not happened for him at Atletico, and playing under a manager like Simeone. You would, and the style of play that Atletico Madrid have, you would have thought he would have thrived there, to be honest, and he hasn't. And I just think, you know what, something's happened to him, and obviously his mum passed and everything. He's come out publicly and saying that he wants to leave. So in my opinion, for that, Torreira's a sell for me. Get whatever we can for him. If it's 10-15 mil, we're going to take a hit on what we paid out. But listen, if it was kind of head-to-head, two players are playing at the top of their game, we look at Torreira, I would say Torreira all day. But there's so many kind of things, variables here at hand. So that's why I'm saying sell for Torreira. But I stated my case. Steph, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'll keep, like, if Arteta can get him on board, I'll keep it.
There is a player in there.
Yeah, I think I think Emery ruined him in terms of like his confidence.
He played him as a 10, didn't he?
10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he just kept playing him here, there, and everywhere. Like, let him just be free. Like, he's a ball winner. Like, and I was even saying to someone, like, he'll compliment Partey because he's got so much energy. He's a ball winner. He let Partey went out to 6 so deep. He can just clean up, like, do that, like Kante Basuma role.
Yeah, but the question for you, that I didn't ask for that, right? What did we buy Partey for?
45 mil?
No, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
What to do?
Yeah,
what to do?
We bought Partey to be the driving force of our midfield.
I actually thought we bought him to be that defensive midfielder that cleans up, sits in front of the back four, the two central defenders sideways, and do exactly what he did at Atletico.
But he wasn't just doing that though. He was the engine. He was like the Essien.
You got to get the right player next to him, and I just don't think any of our players compliment him. And this is what I was saying the other day with Partey, is he's got to do every role. So even when we're calling names, we're trying to get the balance right, but someone like a Tielemans, who's going to control the game and then let Partey do what he's doing. So as much as Tielemans is a ball player, he sits the deeper, like Jorginho, so Kante, you watch Kante's all over the park. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because Jorginho is going to just look after it. So, I just think the balance of our midfield is just not right at all. If
it means because we're all like screaming for Basuma and this and that, like if it means that we can sell keep cash to replenish elsewhere in a strong position, I feel Torreira is a good enough player to do the limited bits that we need him to do, just to be the ball winner, lay it off.
Right. And I think Zacchaeus Forbes said, "How you doing, Zach? Nice for you to be involved today." I think he's pretty much backed you up there. He said you can't typecast Partey. He's a central midfielder. Period. He can do it all. And I think you're right. In all seriousness, I think.
Partey,
He's good in training, though.
but Zach, just quickly, we're just going to deviate quickly and then get back on track, because I just want you guys quickly to answer this kind of question Zach has posed here. Zach asks, with the reduced work permits for South American players, do you think Eddie's got some gems in mind? Just a quick yes or no, and just a quick why you back up your answer. Steph?
With reduced work permits for South American players. Possibly, I think so. Eddie like he loves his South American players anyway.
Yeah.
But the only thing is we also have to remember the the English quota as well that we have to.
Well, that's what we're saying here, because obviously now that all the whole Brexit thing and blah 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 and work permits and stuff. So do you think he? I
think he might have a couple.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. The problem will be though, will be the whole work permit thing. Gumsa, yourself?
I think he probably has got a few lined up. But again, whether they're going to be a success, that's another thing, because the Prem isn't easy to come into. And we've seen a lot of players from South America at other clubs, not just ours, struggle in England. So again, you could look at Torreira. I don't think he's lived up to the hype that we thought he was going to be.
He came and his first few kind of performances were brilliant. We were just like, oh my god, this is it. This is the players. Yeah, we've been missing. Lastly,
so I'm selling Torreira, by the way.
Oh, you're sorry. Yes, sorry. Yeah. So oh wow. So Steph, you're the only one who says keep Torreira. Well, that's all good. It's all good. So Guendouzi, I'm gonna come to you first, Gumsa. He's good passer of the ball, gets around, his work rate.
That's there. I'm making my captain.
Wow!
I'm making my captain. I love Guendouzi. I love Guendouzi. He's my.
I'm not even gonna say keep. I'm gonna say captain.
I'm gonna make him my captain. I love Guendouzi.
Steph is just like,
I'm not gonna lie. I know we're probably gonna sell him because him and Arteta don't get on. But he's the one, my shining light. I think he's
why is he your shining light?
His temperament, he just got
Let me flip this. Okay, so you're a manager of a team, and I know you do coaching.
Yep.
And you got a player who's it's not got the best kind of disciplinary kind of thing in terms of like how we can, how he trains, how he talks to you, how he might has that kind of, fair enough. It's not. It's good to have that French arrogance, but there's a thin line between
yes.
arrogance to kind of like straight up. No, you're exactly. Yeah. Guendouzi's on that defiance kind of side of things.
Yeah.
As a manager, how do you rein that in?
I'm making my captain. I make it. It's one of them things. Those guys there, for me, you got to give them more responsibility, because he's got that tendency to. Do you know what I mean? We've all seen him messing around in training. He's all life of the party, but actually,
that's all good. I mean,
that's all good. But if we give him a bit more,
all you see on Arsenal.com is what they want you to see.
Yeah. So for me, it's a bit more responsibility, and then again, it's them regular meetings with him. You got to keep him on side. Do you know what I mean? He's one of those guys who could probably make or break your team.
But
do you know what I mean?
Wouldn't that then kind of detract from, take your time away from other players that might actually, who toe the line, who do kind of, do the things that you've asked them to do, turn up on time,
it's all too nice. And I think that's what the problem with Arsenal is. All too nice. And we've got all too many of them players that come in, just do the job and go home. I need someone with a bit of fight who's going to fire my players up. Like, again, under the Emery, he's a kid, he's 19, and we're taking off Granit Xhaka, who's the captain of Switzerland, and Guendouzi's still on the pitch and carrying us forward and driving us. And do you know what I mean? Yes, sometimes he might lose the ball trying a risky pass, but he's trying something. Do you know what I mean? He's trying to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. So for me, like we, as I said, I find our team a bunch of cowards. No one's running to fight. You know what I mean? And not just fist fight, but actually on the pitch, ready to put it about a bit. Like, I miss the days of watching Vieira and Keane. Do you know what I mean? He's the only one I look at and say, I would go to war with this guy. Like, regardless of what he's messing around training, but when it comes to crossing that white line, if I had to pick any of them boys to go to battle with, I'm picking Guendouzi first, because I know he's going to give me 150. So I get his disciplinary problems. So I believe Arteta will sell him this year. But my personal opinion, I would keep and I would build around him, because
it's just cracking up.
Honestly, I think, as I said, from what I've seen of him,
I think Tony's got you here, mate. You're gonna meme me, man.
You can meme me all you want. I'll wear it on my shirt. I'll get Guendouzi in the back of the captain's armband. For me, he's a leader, and sometimes leaders, you can't make leaders; they just naturally got it, and he seems to be one who's got that in him. Where
does he show? proper leadership qualities though in your personal
on the pitch? Yeah, for me, he has. He's one of the only ones, I think.
Give me an example of where you saw leadership qualities from Guendouzi.
So the Emery era,
yeah,
there was lots of games we were behind, and he's the one that's carrying the fight for us. Do you know what I mean? Not just throwing. He's battling. He's talking up. He gets on the ball. He's driving forward. He's trying to pick things. There was that game where he picked that pass for Aubameyang. I know it's just one pass. No, is it against Tottenham or something like that?
Tottenham. Yeah,
Tottenham. Yeah. So there's them little things there which I don't see from some of our other players. He's got that self kind of. I want to win. Do you know what I mean? Whereas a lot of other players, he seems to carry himself a certain way.
I understand. I mean, and to be honest, he is a French international in terms he has got a couple of caps.
Yeah,
he does have a problem. There is a player in there. There is listen, I'm not undoubting anything. I mean, we picked him up from 8 mil. There is a player in there, but there is a huge question mark on him.
I've done youth work and I work in schools, and with those guys there who, again, I've worked with, I always pick a group of kids. I identify who my problem one is, and I make sure he's the closest one to me, because then he filters through the rest of them. So for me, if you get him on side and he wants to fight for you, you ain't got no problem. Same as Roy Keane. Roy Keane must be a nightmare for some managers. Look what he did at Ireland. But again, if he's on side, he's going to give you more than others. I've had enough of these guys who are just the yes men. Just do you know what I mean? I can't. I need that passion and bite. I need a bit of passion, and we seem to lack a lot of passion at the moment.
I think sometimes I like your argument, and I understand what you're saying. However, I think he needs to kind of be able to control, you know, and properly focus his.
And he's just had a daughter, hasn't he? So hopefully that would be the making of him.
That might be the catalyst, yeah.
Steph, you convinced with Guendouzi, or would you
not to Gumsa's depth,
or loan him again?
I'll keep him, but not captain.
Okay, you keep him still. You keep him still.
Yeah. I've always said it. He's a bit of a. He is. You can tell he's immature, but maturity comes. So that like mature. Him being immature is a minor to a certain extent. Yeah. It's just whether Arteta's got the patience to get beyond that and work with him and get him on board to get him to have his footballing. And I think Arteta could, to be fair. Well, if Arteta's doing the bits that people have been saying that he's been doing at Man City, then he should be able to. But it's on Guendouzi as well. He has to want it.
And that is the major thing. Now is his mindset, and whether or not because we all know that there's undoubted ability with the player, is whether or not he can harness that and make that into, because listen, sports psychology is such a huge thing when it comes to football, and the way you go about your business with football mentally is such a huge part of it. And it may be his way of getting himself up for the game, the way he is, the way he talks to other players on a pitch and things like that. But also as well, you got to temper that. Though you got to remember your manager's telling you something for a reason, and he wants only the best for you and the team. So if we get the best Guendouzi out there, we're going to get the best for the team, right?
Can I just say one thing quickly as well? I was watching, obviously, we all saw the bits with Ozil when they're on Twitter, and I don't agree with what he's done with that at all, Guendouzi. Like, to me, that showed the childishness. Do you know what I mean? When he was back, like, hitting him out, they're indirecting, but we know he's getting that. And then I think there was an incident with Louise, and he didn't want to apologise. That stuff he has got to cut out, and that's why I feel you give him extra responsibility. He now knows he's got to behave a certain way. But with it, I think with some of them guys leaving, it might be of benefit to him, because again, if he's young and he's impressionable. So if Ozil's feeding him what he wants to feed him, then he's. Do you know what I mean? Ozil probably knows how to wind him up.
Ozil knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
We've all been there. We've all played football level. We know how to tick some people's boxes and say, right, I know if I say that to him, it's going to trigger him and he's going to spiral. So with those players now out of the way, if he's around the right players, could that also help him? So I think he's got talent. I'm not saying he's the best under 21 player out there.
I mean, he's young, and there is a player in there, and if he cuts out all the mistakes, etc., I think as you said, there's a play in that. But look, I think. Sorry to cut you down. We've got our players there basically. Let me just get rid of this comment. So we're saying then really, I'll go by aggregates. Okay, so SALIBA we're going to keep. Both myself and Steph agreed to that. You said loan. Maitland-Niles, we all agreed to sell.
Yeah.
Mavropanos, we would say by 2 out of 3 we're keeping. Willock, 2 out of 3 again. We'll keep. Yeah. So kind of you said loan keep. I said keep, and Steph said sell. Steph's harsh boy. Out of the. To be fair, no. To be fair, he said out of the 3, he's got out of the 6. Or he's got 3 sells and 3 keeps. So and Torreira, I think that's a sell. We've got 2 sells there, and Guendouzi, we've all kind of said we'd keep. So out of those, it's going to be an interesting summer. We've got to try and get top dollar for the ones that we're going to sell. So at this point, it looks like Maitland-Niles and Torreira will be the ones that will be leaving. According to us, that we would be happy with letting go if we can get the right money for them.
I'll be honest, if we get a bid for any of them players and it's upwards of 20, I'll sell any of them. But, apart from SALIBA. Yeah. But I wouldn't be actively trying to move some of them on. But if we get a bid in for him, like if Newcastle come in, offer up 25, 30 mil for Willock, he's got to go. Yeah.
Oh, he's saying it.
Yeah.
If money come in, I wouldn't actively sell.
Pending bid, a proper bid. Just one thing I just want to throw in there. Just one player I want to throw in there that's not on that list, and he is part of the squad and the main member of the squad. I think Arsenal missed a trick. Okay, with I think they should have had a buyback clause in for Martinez. What do we think about Leno being sold? Would you sell or keep?
Leno?
Yeah.
Keep.
If let's just say, I mean, this is probably something for a next show.
Episode.
Yeah, but even watching the other night, watching Martinez playing, it killed me, man. It really did kill me. Kind of watching him play against Everton.
Yeah.
How commanding he was, how assured he looked.
But you also have to look at Everton back 4 though. They're
No. You mean Villa? He's a Villa keeper, remember?
Yeah. Villa keep Villa's back 4. Sorry, you have to look at their back like they've.
The only one player I would have in that back 4, not the back 5, obviously the keeper. The only player I'd have in that Villa back 4 is Matty Cash.
I'd take Cash.
But as a unit, I'll take them all. If you said compare our back 4 to their back 4, I'd take Villa's.
Would you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. I like Gumsa.
Like they've got like how many clean sheets? Like 14, 15 clean sheets.
Yeah. That's probably half of that's down to the keeper.
It's both.
Which we gave them. Literally for 20 mil. He's 40 mil now.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, but you say that. You say put a buyback because like Villa never selling him.
No, but you put a buyback clause in that. Say buyback clause of like 25 mil after a season. And if obviously we don't buy him back after that season, then that clause is then gone. We should have been smart like that. But hey, maybe I'm thinking too much of like FM21 kind of style of game.
No, to be fair, but this is where that's how big clubs operate. Like
they do. Real Madrid always do that.
Real Madrid, they sell anybody, but it's a buyback. Wasn't it
There's always a
Morata who they brought back because they knew Juventus was going to pay like 5 mil extra. So they brought him back, say, for 30, instead of for 35. They made 5 million.
Yeah, but Morata was never, exactly. But Morata was never like, they did it out of spite. Morata was never first choice player.
Yeah, but any player, any young player they sell, they put a buyback.
If you can get an extra 5 mil, why not?
Yeah, any player Madrid sell who are a good age, they put a buyback or a first option in or something.
Nah, he's been I don't know. He's been at Arsenal for what 11 years. He's what 29, 30.
I think right now there is a case for him. We made the wrong decision. But listen, guys, that's for another show. But
it is.
What I want to say, just first and foremost, it's been a pleasure having you guys on, and I just wanted to get this in there just for Adam. And I think we could probably always say, yeah, look, he is a good defender, and it's sad, kind of sad-ish he's leaving. But hey, listen, those laughs.
Who does Alan support?
United. I see the hat.
See the hat.
Oh, sorry, I didn't pay attention to
Yeah,
it.
exactly. No need.
There's
But guys,
for.
I want to thank you. That was brilliant. It's good to know how we feel about our players and stuff. And we got three out of 6. So half of them we get rid of, half of them we keep by the looks of things. If that happens, one's captain. Listen, do you know what? Listen, we've got a group of players there who are young enough to be around for the next 10 years.
Yeah, our next generation is not bad.
Do you know what I'm saying? It could be around, and could be part of, big things. And it's all about building that core. And if Guendouzi's on board and can be part of that, listen, we know that there's a player in there. And you never know, it might happen, him and Partey. The only problem right now is that I don't think we can sell Guendouzi, even if we wanted to, because I think he broke his ankle, didn't he?
Yeah, he's in hospital, yeah.
So
yeah. I said, like you say, in the young core.
He's staying.
Yeah,
no one's going to buy him.
No, that's good. That's good for me. I'm happy. But we're building a good, our young team. Like the youth of the team is very good. If you go through it, Saliba and Gabriel, good age. If you keep Guendouzi, Smith Rowe, Saka, Eddie Nketiah.
It's looking bright. Listen, it's looking bright.
I'm ready to get clips. I'm ready. But nah, you know what I mean? We have got a good young squad.
There is a good look. Listen, if we can get the right amount of experience and the right amount of players in their prime sprinkled, to help those players on, it could be bright for us. However, I think we all kind of going with that with a little bit of trepidation in regards to our board and the technical directors to do the right things in that regard. But that's another story and another episode of GunSlingerz, no doubt. But guys, what I want to do is thank you again. Listen, there's big things to happen this summer. And next week, we'll do more on certain players that we need to kind of sell. And then after that, in a couple of weeks, we'll be doing players that we need to buy and positions we need to cover. Listen, guys, bless.
Catch you up.
Enjoy your weekend. We out.
I can watch match of it.